I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil.
I remember I was only 13 when I met the demon. Gave me a deuce and a bundle of cocaine. Told me to sell to my people, make sure you keep them fiending. If any try to shoot you, make sure that you leave him leaking. He said,
I'ma hold you down when problems pop up.
how you got me moving this dope? Want me in lockup? He said,
Don't you want the Benz vertible with the top cup?
Yeah.
Stop bitching, get in that kitchen, let it rock up. Bitches love the dope boy, especially when it's pop up. I know you know Ron.
who the plug from by the block up?
I'll tell you a little secret, make sure that you keep your mouth shut. Ron got a Lexus, crib in Philly and Texas. Trip to the Bahamas, just got a whip for his mama. He fucking up in commas, be honest, he's seeing decent dope.
I hear you, but I just seen Ron about a week ago. In fact, he ain't looking too good. His knees is kinda slow. I asked him why the struggle. He got stuck up for his bundle, but them 6 hollow tips in his legs what made him crumble.
At least he got the house and mama is living good.
Said the feds took it all. He right back in the hood. I see you try to play me. You gave us crack in the 80s. Made us abort our babies and making hoes out our ladies. I know you got me gravy, but Satan, you must be crazy. It's gonna take more than them cars when to amaze me. I seen niggas shoot for the stars, but being lazy. Never get their head at the clouds, so you don't faze me.
I guarantee that you gon' regret it. Remember I said it.
Nah, you could dead it.
What you saying? I can't win?
Nah, devil nice try. So until we meet again,
I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. I ain't religious or superstitious, but we've been getting fucked and put to the side like a mistress. Police patrolling why? Because prison became a business. They murder one of ours and they start talking about forgiveness. We think that it's alright because we got public assistance. If this ain't hell, dog, what is this? Where was all lives mattered when they killed Osama? There was no peace talk like the Dalai Lama. Bush dropping bombs saying he gon' bring the drama. They got justice, man, they even caught the Boston bomber. But when we riot, they send the military in armor. When we fight oppression, then our people die a martyr. You reap what you sow, some people call it karma. When Christ return, y'all gon' get this harvest like a farmer. Don't tell me don't bring up the past no more. They still trying to settle the score with a side of Shakur. I changed my life and I'm just trying to live life right. But at night I look behind me and see flashing lights, patting me down. You got nothing that's poking me right. I don't smoke or push pills, I gave up my vice. So Mr. Officer, why you wanna take my life? And Your Honor, why you gave our homeboy's life? I've been wondering why you shot our homeboy twice. Pussy with a gun screaming out that he got a knife. He came from Habibi's spot, it was chicken and rice. Shit's trife, I'm just giving visuals like Skype. Ask Trayvon, Mike Brown, Akai Gurley, Eric Garner, Sean Bell, Philando, Alden Sterling, Jaquan McDonald. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. I pray for the demise of the devil. Lord knows I despise every devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. He said, I pray you die, every devil.
Because I'm willing to fight against drug dealers if they Muslim, if they Christian, if they atheist, if they Buddhist, if they killing black men. Guess what? I'm gonna say something about it. Because you know why? Just like you ain't gonna, like your boy said, it ain't gonna happen. Guess what? I'm not letting nobody sell you drugs without me saying that. I'm not gonna do it. Even though I don't know you, guess what? Just like that's your boy, guess what? I'm your boy. Even though I don't know you, I'm not letting nobody tell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you are a black man like me. And it's worth something.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, so packed I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm band blues, call this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good wreck. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how did you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord? Got a tongue like a two-edged sword, with a style that they might just record. The only thing equal is the curse for the wicked and the righteous reward. Have mercy on the many, don't see it. Separated from the tares, now on my prayers, and it's so be it. A rebel, take the world by word of mouth. U.P.K, we the rebels that you heard about. Yeah. And it ain't gonna stop till 100 virgins in the house, and I'm handing verdicts out. Yeah, rank, you ain't heard a clout without a shadow of a doubt. These devils hitting licks off us. Fuck the bank, I'm about to stone the pocket ticket office. Can't sweet talk us, cannot stop us. And plus I know the feds watching us. I tell the people that they church full of witch doctors. Put us in prison, they stockpile us. Meanwhile, U.P.K turning rebels into Rottweilers. And leave with mighty men, and now I understand things that never truly made sense. Like why I'm crying at this funeral for a criminal, knowing you ain't innocent. It's fucked up, but my boo shot standing between two priests, about to blaze on their heads, call it tough love. Look out for niggas just club and wouldn't touch a white bitch with OJ's black gloves. Father, forgive me for my error. I'm forever by your side. Clean and purge me of all my flaws. This the reason I'm alive. Thank God for this truth, cause for a long time was a rebel without a cause. Look, man, first time I met manager YAHANNA, man, here 3807. Rebel without a cause. I had my little daughter with me. Open the door, he was dropping the truth for me and all that. Rebel without a cause. Man, you know, you do your time, we taking them out and training the hand-to-hand combat. Rebel without a cause, it's the reason I'm alive. Up, Thank nigga. God for this truth, cause for a long time was a rebel without a cause.
You cannot whoop us. We're already dead. We're already beaten down. We've been beaten down for 400 years. We already got the wounds inside and outside our bodies. How you gonna hurt us? You cannot threaten us. You cannot frighten us. We live in the most frightening places, under the most frightening conditions. We are immune to fear. We are immune to harm. You see what I'm saying? You have stepped into a cesspool. You're the only one gonna get infected.
Mic. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Ready, sir? Oh, check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Come on, one time, cuz. Let's clap it up. Hey, Shalom, Fayetteville. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat my brothers. Yahweh Shemal Athaba Shem Yahweh Shada my sisters. We're the I.S.U.P.K and the Commander General YAHANNA. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And we've been established since 1969, man. You know what I'm saying? And we bring out this truth according to the Bible that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true Israelites of the Bible, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you're not in the I.S.U.P.K, you're not in the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, you are a Christian, man. You know what I'm saying? We've been living our lives, you know, a lie. You know what I'm saying? We've been told that, you know, we're nothing. You know, we've been told that, you know, anything that we do amounts to nothing. You know what I'm saying? But the Most High said that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are indeed the greatest people on the planet Earth, man. You know, so one thing that I've noticed, you know, with being in this truth is we don't know who we truly are as a people, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, with tonight, you know, with the spirit of brotherhood, because tonight is the brotherhood class, you know, so we're going to be bringing out, you know, what it truly means to be a brother, you know, and how you can be a brother to your brother. You know, what else is also synonymous with brotherhood is sisterhood. We're not going to leave our sisters out, man, you know. So if you could, Baba Kasha, Chuba, give me identity theft. Look up the word identity theft, because, you know, as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, there's been a crime committed against us, man. You know, and that crime is that these Jews or these fake Jews that's in Israel today, they say they are us, you know, but when you go in these scriptures and you look and see, you know, and that's what we're gonna bring out today, who the true Israelites are. When you go in the scriptures and you understand and see, you realize that nothing that about the fake Jews, the Ashkenazi Jews, or however you want to call them, the ones with the the curly hair with the top hat, you know, they are not us, man. You understand? They are imposters, if I may. You know, you got that for me, brother? Go ahead. Salaki, if I may, before we do that, Troop, I thought, what is your identity, if I may? Meaning, you know, who are you as a person?
Salaki is a Judite.
How do you know that?
From the Bible, so
Most High in Christ. Right. What Bible?
the King James.
Okay,
Bible.
Most High. Let's make sure we get, you know what I'm saying, because we got all these different versions of the Bible, but we know the one true only Bible, the authorized Bible, is the King James of 1611. You know what I'm saying? That's the true Bible. So go ahead and read that for me, brother. Baba Kashan.
Identity theft happens when someone steals your personal information to commit fraud.
Hold on. Happens when someone does what?
Steals your personal information to commit fraud.
Now that's a crime, right? According to America, that's a crime if you steal someone's information, you know, which is committing fraud, and we know it's for financial gain, which is, we know, you know what I'm saying, these fake Jews are the richest people on this planet Earth. And they got that because, you know, working off the backs and sweat and tears of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Because they didn't put no work in themselves. We did that, man. You know? So, you know, what we gonna do with the spirit of brotherhood, you know what I'm saying, and the Most High in Christ, we're gonna bring out, you know, that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are indeed the true Israelites that the Bible speaks of, man. So if you could give me start off with, give me the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. You know, because again, like I said, man, it's been a crime that's committed against Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. You know what I'm saying? That's you, Black man, Hispanic man, you know, woman and child, and Native Indian woman and child, man. You are the true Jews that the Bible speak of, man. You know, we've been told that we are Christians, you know, which is, it's nowhere in the scriptures that it says we are Christians, man. You know, even Christians say they're Christians and they call themselves Christ-like, but they are nothing like Christ because Christ kept the law. You know, you got that for me, brother. Go ahead.
The book of John, chapter 8, verse 32.
Go ahead.
And ye shall know the truth.
Stop right there. And ye shall know the truth. So according to what we've brought out so far, Truth Athanya, what is the truth?
The truth is that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the true Jews, and it's like the true Jews of the Bible.
That's right, brother. Keep going.
And the truth shall make you free.
The truth shall make you free. So if I may ask you again, how can the truth, knowing that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true in the Israelites of the Bible, how can that indeed make you free now? What will it make you free from?
If you know that you were the greatest people on the face of this earth, you wouldn't treat your brother or treat yourself the way we're doing today.
Right.
In the world.
Right. Most High in Christ. And that's so heavy you bring it out because, again, we know, you know what I'm saying, one of the scriptures, what YAHANNA or Christ brought out, you know what I'm saying, is that one of the things that the law hinges on is loving our neighbor as we love ourselves, and that's brotherhood according to the scriptures. So again, and that really, if you think about it, is a circumference of everything that's in the scriptures, so I know how to treat my brother, because of me having brotherhood. I know how to, act accordingly to him. I'm not going to look at his rib, in a way that a lustful way. I'm going to help my brother out when he need to. And like the scripture say, if he asks you to go a mile, go ye therefore 2 miles with him. Roughly paraphrasing. So read that from the top for me, Baba Kashaw.
Book of John, chapter 8, and verse 32.
Go ahead.
And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
So we know, again, according to the scriptures, the truth is that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are indeed the true Israelites of the Bible, man. We don't know who we truly are because this Christian pastor has been teaching us that we are Christians or that we are the Gentiles. But again, in these scriptures, what we're going to bring out today is that we are definitely, the Israelites of the Bible, man. And there's things that we've went through, or these Israelites have went through, to prove that who they truly are. And you can look around and see, according to what these scriptures is going to bring out, and tell who these true Israelites are. So if you could give me the Bible, give me the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27, verse 1. And if you just tuning in, if you could, Baba Kashaw, or please, which Baba Kashaw is please in Hebrew, go ahead and comment, like, and subscribe, man, and get them algorithms up, man, so we can further push this truth, man. Because we need, every black, Hispanic, and Native, American person on this planet Earth, man, because we can't build a nation without you all, man. Man, woman, and child, man, we need you all, man. And we're going to continue pushing this truth until the Most High sends YAHANNA back, where we can keep building this nation up. You got that for me, Adawan? Salah, you got that for me, sir?
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27, verse 1.
Go ahead.
And Moses with the elders of Israel commanded the people.
Stop right there. So we know, like it says, this is one of the book of the laws. This is Moses speaking. He was commanded, to come to the children of Israel and give them, what thus said the Lord, roughly paraphrasing in a nutshell. So he was, with the elders. And today, an example of the elders would be, Commander General YAHANNA. That's right. You know what I'm saying? General Muhammad, all the other generals that was with them. So like I said, our elders has always been there, man. So that's one thing that I've noticed, that us as a people, we don't have respect for our elders like we should, man. And that's not, that's not good to do. Keep going for me, sir. Salaki. It says commanded the people, saying. So you wasn't asked, we just nicely, you're ordered to do what this scriptures is about to tell you to do. So it's not like you really have a choice, because one, you being black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, you are entitled to the law, because there was an oath that we, or promise that Abraham gave the Most High, or they had together, that, we would follow the law, statutes, and commandments. So keep going for me, Baba Kashaw.
Say, keep all the commandments.
No, keep some of the commandments.
Keep all the commandments.
No, you could keep, just the first, only 10.
Keep all the commandments.
Keep going.
Which I command you this day.
And if I may, you got what is it, Creflo? How we call them Thefio dollars, but it's Creflo dollars that said that you don't have to keep the Big 10. He sounded like the brother in if I think it's Vampire in Brooklyn. He said that evil is good, because you telling blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that already don't know what the law is, that it's bad or evil to keep the law. Now they're really looking like, well, I don't have to, I can eat shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster if I want to. I can do all kind of manner of wickedness if I want to, but that's not what the scripture says, man. Keep read that from the top for me, Baba Kashaw.
Deuteronomy chapter 27, verse 1. And Moses with the elders of Israel
Go ahead.
commanded the people, saying, keep all the commandments which I command you this day.
So again, man, we got to keep every last commandment in the scriptures, man. Right. These law, statutes, and commandments that Moses was giving to us, we're supposed to keep them all, man. You didn't have no choice on whatever one you wanted to keep, or whichever one pertained to you, because like the Christians like to say, we love to cherry pick. But, what they don't understand is they read the Bible. We live the Bible, man. So if you could, give me the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. Because again, man, all our lives, we've been told that We are nothing, man. We are sugar honey iced tea, if I may. And we had started actually living up to what that meant, But if you look around today, anywhere we are, we champion in everything there is, man. We're like the scripture say, we're the greatest people on the planet Earth, man. There is nobody better than blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. And it's proof. And the best person to back it up is the Most High, man. When you got him on your side, who else can be against you, man? You got that for me, sir?
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1.
Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass.
Stop right there. So we know, like I said, from the book of Deuteronomy 27 and 1. So we know this is Moses speaking. He's speaking to the children of Israel. Like I said, and it shall come to pass, meaning it's going to happen. A lot of things that really everything that's been spoke about in the Bible is either going to happen or it's already happened. But again, if you're unlearned, you're going to read the scriptures and not understand what the scriptures is really talking about. Because one, as a people, we're people of, like we're the salt of the earth. So we speak with some flavor, so we might say some things that you might not understand right then. But then when it hits you, you see what it really happened. Okay, I see where you're coming from. Keep going for me, Baba Kashai, sir.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Stop right there. Like I said, if thou shalt hearken diligently, that means listen very closely and very carefully, man. So everything that's about to be said, you need to pay attention to what is about to be said. And don't skip a beat on anything that's what about to be said to you. Because one thing about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, our attention span is very bad, man. You get to going off on a tangent and you start saying some things and you done lost a brother or a sister. Because now they're like, well, this brother ain't talking about nothing. He ain't saying nothing. So again, like the scriptures say, listen very carefully, man, which is meaning, hearken diligently. Keep going from Salakia. It says, unto the voice of the Lord thy God, which is one, we know this scriptures and this word, is the voice of the Lord thy God. And also the prophets that, bringing forth the truth, which is the ones that's only in the I.S.U.P.K, man. These other fake Israelite groups, they're not in the priest and prophet of the Lord, man. If I may, during the time of, Christ, who the world English calls Jesus, we call him YAHANNA. There was only one truth then, and there's only one truth now, man. So John the Baptist may have thought he was in the truth and he was supposed to follow Christ, but, he didn't. And that's exactly how these fake Israelite groups are today. We're supposed to be under one body, under one spirit, and we're not, man. So keep going for me, Baba Kashaf, sir.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
To do some of his commandments.
All his commandments.
Keep going.
Which I command thee this day.
So again, not only are you supposed to pay attention, you're also supposed to observe. So with you observing these commandments, meaning you're reading what's in the scriptures and you seeing what it's saying. And not only are you just doing that, but you're applying it to your everyday life, which is what it means to do it. So if it says don't eat shrimp, pork, crab, or lobster, then don't eat shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster. It's that simple. We know the scripture says that these, the things that he told us are not grievous, meaning they're not hard to do, man. Right. But for some reason, as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we want to live a lawless life. We have no morals because we don't know what it means to really truly serve the true one living power, which is the Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. So as a people, we think, we can do what we want to do, man. So like it says, to observe and to do. So you got the Christians like to say, well, I read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, but you can read it all day. But if you're not, doing what it says, you wasting your time, man. Keep going for me, sir.
Which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Not under all nations.
Above all nations of the earth.
So if this is what Moses is telling us, that we are supposed to be above all nations under the earth, right, why is it that we're under those nations today? And you're going to understand and realize why. Because this is basically a warning to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, just like any great father. I know there's some brothers that have, or mothers too, that have children, and you tell your child, look, I need you to make sure that you do these chores before I get home. So you've told them what to do and how to do it. You're giving them the instructions. So once you've given them the instructions, now you give them the punishments or the consequences of what's going to happen. And that's what, is being laid out to us. So we know, again, if we keep the commandments and we observe and do all the commandments, then we'll be set above all nations on the planet Earth. So if I may, this might, wrinkle some feathers or however you may, but that means that the Most High is racist, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he said we're above all nations upon the face of the earth. So that means he prefers one people or a nation of people or a family. Read that from the top for me again, Baba Kashan.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So, okay, again, like we said, and it shall come to pass. So this is a future a prophecy being spoke about. So it's going to happen. So whatever is about to be said is going to happen. Keep going.
To do, so like to observe and to do all his commandments.
So now again, we know we're supposed to listen very carefully to what's going to happen. And when we listen very carefully, that means you're paying attention to detail. So if you're given an order, you can carry out that order because you've listened to everything that you've been told to do, which is not hard to do if you just pay attention, man. But we as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we think we know everything, or we think we smarter than the next person. We think we can't be told anything. So again, we hard-headed, man. Keep going for me, sir.
Which I command thee this day.
So again, we know this is not nothing that if we feel like doing it, you're commanded to do it. Meaning you have to do this, man. You're ordered to do so. Keep going for me, sir.
Which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high.
Okay, and it says the Lord thy God, meaning your God. So he's not the God of, these Asians or these Africans, which is the ones that actually sold us into slavery to our oppressor today. He said that he's our God, meaning our power. He's the one that gives us life. So again, like I said, he commanded us to do this, man. So again, if you say you love God, then why are you not doing what he says? Because one thing, the one way to show your obedience, it's like one way to show that you love the Most High or anybody is being obedient to what they said, man. Keep going for me, sir.
The Most High, like the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Read that one more time. Above all who?
Above all nations of the earth.
So we know, in this school, we know that there's, if I'm not mistaken, 18 nations on this planet Earth. And you, Black, Hispanic, and Native, man, woman, and child are above every last one of them, man. That's something very special. Just hearing that should make you want to come in this truth and understand what it is to be truly an Israelite, man, and really serve the Most High, man. Because again, we've tried everything under the sun but follow the law, statutes, and commandments, man. And when we finally do that, we'll understand that it really, truly works. If you could, sir, drop down the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15, sir.
Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Stop right there. So again, we was told what would happen if we do, which is, again, if I may, that's a great reward, man. Because us being over all these nations is rulership. And that's what the kingdom of heaven is, man. Or the kingdom of God is, ruling over all these nations, man. And I don't know about you, but, Lord willing, we keep putting this work in, man. We're going to gain that. And I want that myself, man. Like I said a couple weeks ago, you want the keys to the streets. I want the keys to the kingdom, man. You know what I'm saying? Both sides of Christ. And with doing, listening to hearken diligently, and doing the commandments and observing to do them, that's what we gonna gain in here, man. So it says, but if you shall, it's like it shall come to pass. So again, we know this is another prophecy being spoken about. So it said that it's going to happen. It says, if thou wilt not hearken. So again, now this is that hard-headed brother, that hard-headed sister that don't want to listen. Like I said, if you don't listen to the voice of the Lord thy God. So this is your God talking to you through his prophets, through his word, telling you what you're supposed to do, man. And if I may, it's just like a blueprint. You know, we sitting here trying to build a house. We got all the materials to build a house, but we don't want to do what it is to, you know, put in the work or put that brick in to build that house, man. Right. You know, everything is laid out for us, man. All you got to do is do it. Observe and listen very carefully, man, to the instructions that's being brought out. Keep going. Read it from the top, Barbara Kashaw.
But it shall come to pass, verse 15, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall
all these blessings.
All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So, like, if I may trip, I thought you look up the word overtake. Because again, like it says, you know, this is not a good thing, man. This is basically whenever you're told to do something, like I brought out earlier, and you're disobedient. Because everything that we're bringing out today is about being, or us being obedient to the Most High, which is, we know, like the scriptures say, obedience is better than sacrifice. So if we were sitting here being obedient and listen to what thus said the Lord, we wouldn't have to go and sacrifice that lamb, you know what I'm saying, or, you know, that sheep or anything like that, because we was doing what thus said the Lord. So we wouldn't have to sacrifice anything, because again, like the scriptures say, obedience is better than sacrifice. You got that from me, brother?
Kind of definition of overtake: to come upon suddenly, to catch up with and pass by.
Go back to that. Come upon suddenly.
To come upon suddenly. So
this is exactly what happened to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. These curses came upon us very suddenly, because again, we was not being obedient to the Most High. We didn't observe. We didn't do what all His commandments was. So we thought it was okay, you know, to even, you know, eat shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster. Which is, if I may sidebar, man, I smelling that mess today, man. It's so disgusting, man. You know what I'm saying? It makes me turn my nose, man, and just like it's nasty. And you know, and it's beautiful to say that, because that's how you know we are royalty, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you wouldn't see no, well, I couldn't say that, because these kings, they ate all kind of manner of wickedness back then. So Salaki, read that from the top for me, Bible. Good shot.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So now again, which is like I brought out earlier, we know that the true Israelites of the Bible are Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right? So it says that if we didn't hearken or do these words, or, you know, listen and pay attention to the law, statutes, and commandments, that all these curses will come upon us. So from here, right here, from what we know, if I may troop Athanian, who on this earth are cursed today? Right.
Have been plagued with alcoholism.
Right.
And pipelines running through their homeland.
Right.
Or not even homeland, where they was put after they were taken from their homeland.
Right.
We can say the Negroes are cursed.
That's right.
The simple fact of slavery, even though they try to dismiss that fact like it doesn't affect us today.
Right.
We can use the fact that Negroes go through persecution, police brutality, with the persecution from each other and the homicides in our community.
That's right.
We can go through the fact that Negroes don't, a lot of times, the family structure is destroyed.
That's right.
With our Hispanic brothers, it's a Christ. We can say
on the borders.
Yeah, the border,
you know what I'm saying? Right. Or, you know, the Haitians that was under the bridges. You know what I'm saying? Which is, again, let's give the Most High a hand, man. Because, you know what I'm saying, through this work that we do, we was able to go and, you know, show our brothers who the true priests and prophets, or the world, if I may, who the true priests and prophets of the Lord is, and what true brotherhood is, man.
So, like, if I may.
I
heard a story about a brother a couple of weeks ago. He gave me a call. He was like, you know what? Once he seen the brothers going out and helping the Haitian brothers, in his mind, he knew there had to be something that he could do to help out. You understand? And he said, you know what? I've been watching y'all for a while, and you know what I'm saying. The brother said, you know what, I want to be able to help my people. You understand? The curses are something that we live with. You understand?
Right.
The Lord said we are a separate people. We're supposed to be a holy nation of people. That's how we live from day to day. Unfortunately, we deal with the curses because of our disobedience.
That's right.
You understand? We would be able to maneuver through all the pitfalls through the earth. You understand?
Right. Come.
All of it. If we actually live the way we were supposed to live.
That's right.
And being able to maneuver through those pitfalls, we'll be above all the other nations.
That's
The
right.
curses are designed for us to look at one another and say, you know what? Maybe I need to change something in my life.
That's right.
Because they hurt. You know what I'm saying? They
right.
are expected to you're expected to deal with it and make change in your life. Like you, no matter what you deal with, whether it's smoking weed, selling drugs, abortion, fornication, adultery, all those things, right? You should be able to look at your life once you learn it, see where you need to make changes at, and do it. You know what I'm saying? So you can avoid the pitfalls.
That's right.
You understand? That's what this thing is about.
Right.
Those curses are there for be able to recognize, like, you know what? Maybe I should have went left instead of going where?
Right.
Junior.
Oh, slow.
Maybe I should have went left instead of going where? Right. And how do you learn that? What makes you say I should have went left? I mean, I should have went left instead of going right. What is that thing that makes you realize that? Just think about it. What is that thing that make you realize the decision that you make? What normally happens? Say again? Bad things? I'll give him my hand. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? As a young soldier, we have to be able to teach the people that listen as babes.
Right.
So that way can absorb it. So my saying, if you understand what he's saying, then he's doing his job. We're doing our jobs in priests and prophets of the Lord. If a young man can come in here and sit down and be able to answer that, or a sister can come in here and sit down and answer that,
That's right.
or a brother can watch it online and say, you know what? I've seen the difference in what y'all do other than what everybody else is doing. That means something.
That's right.
So that helps us avoid this thing that the Lord said we should watch out for.
That's right.
And that's our disobedience, man.
Come.
All right, keep bringing it out.
What's on? Give him a hand, y'all. And that's heavy. He bring that out, man, because again, you know, even before I came in the truth, man, you know, I was searching and trying to find myself and see who I truly was. You know, I got a smell of, you know, I'm an Israelite. You know, like my pops used to say, you start smelling yourself after a while, you know, because you know, it feels good to know that you actually are somebody, especially according to the Most High, man. You know what I'm saying? So I started paying attention and watching, you know, but it was one thing about the I.S.U.P.K that stood out to me, man. And it was the obedience that I seen in the I.S.U.P.K. It was the militancy that I seen in it. You know, I'm looking at these brothers like, who is these Negroes here on these podium in all black, looking like I wish you would. But again, they have love for their people, man. And they bringing this truth out, man. And they not going to stop doing this thing, you know what I'm saying, again, until the Most High sends YAHANNA back, man. And that's a wonderful thing, man. So again, for the world to witness that and to be a part of that, man, it's just a glorious thing, man. So again, like we say, one word's to the death of me, man, because I ain't going nowhere, man. You know, if I could give me the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 16. Because again, what he's bringing out is definitely heavy, man. Because again, you know, once you got something. Oh, Most High Christ. You get the mic to him. Go hold on. It's like okay, Most High Christ. But yeah, like, you know, one thing again, you know, as a people and what he's bringing out is so heavy, because once you finally do realize what it is to live righteously, now you can live accordingly, man. You know, so it's like I said, you've given these instructions on how to put the pieces together to a puzzle. And that puzzle, once you get done with it, you done that work, you sit back and look at that puzzle like, I did that, man. You know what I'm saying? But we know, one, the glory don't go to us. It goes to the Most High in Christ, man. But just to be a part of that glory, man, is a glorious and wonderful thing, man. Go ahead for me, brother.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 16.
Go ahead.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city, man. So we know again from what Moses was telling us in 15, we was not listening to or observing to do all the commandments that the Most High told us to do, man. So this is what is going to happen. And if you're going to see, and you're going to be able to identify with who the true Jews of the Bible is. And my question is, if these Jews in Israel today are supposed to be, the Jews of the Bible, which is they don't read the Bible. They read the what is it called? The Talmud. Good night. We don't even want to get started on that, man. Right. But they know they even had to make their own Bible to fit themselves into who we are, which is a curse that we don't even know who we truly are and that's how we're the true Israelites. Because again, I ask you, if they're supposed to be cursed, why are they not going through what we're about to bring out? Because like I said, curse shall not be in the city. You know what I'm saying? So if I may, what is some examples of curse shall not be? Like, how are we cursed in the city? Salaki, brother. What's your name, if I may, brother? Please, sir. David. What's on, Craig? Welcome to the class, man. Let's get this brother a hand, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's good to see you, man. Lord willing, you keep coming, man. Get in all black and rock this thing out and put this work forth, man. So if I may, David, what are some examples you think are that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are cursed in the city?
What is it, Salakia? Is that what you?
Oh yeah, Most High Christ. Okay.
That's us living in these ghettos,
right?
All over America's part of I think the curses of us in the city. We're jammed in these ghettos like in a pig farm.
That's right.
I'm originally from Detroit, and if you go to Detroit, Chicago, Philly, New York. Right. Even now in the South, Atlanta, Houston, Dallas, we're just jammed in these cities like ghettos. So that to me would be an example of cursed in the city.
Yes, sir. That's right. Give him a hand, man. You know what I'm saying? Most High Christ, and that's so true, man. Because again, we in the barrios, the ghettos, man, and we in the same living conditions, which is we know in the school that's hell, man. We living in hell. We go because hell is a condition. And that hell, that condition is brought on blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Go ahead, brother.
And curse.
Nah, the brother want to say something. Salaki.
Straight. Salaki, sir. I was gonna say another way we cursed in the cities is when another nation can patrol your neighborhood and strike fear in your heart, like that's not your home. They could come into your house, kick your door down.
Right.
With no consequence.
Right.
Can rip your baby from you. No fear.
That's right. That's right, brother. And you absolutely right, man. And that's a curse.
Young man James from Trail said our position in society.
That's definitely true too, man. And like he said, our position in society is we don't have no position in society. They look at us like we are nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? If I may, what was the law? They granted us 3/5 of a man. So we're not even a whole man according to these oppressors, man. We are nothing, man. So like it says, one of the curses is curse shall not be in the city, man. So any city you go in where you see blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are the lowest, the down lowest of the earth. And you got some of us that's doing all right, but we talking about as a nation of people, a family of people. And we know that as far as how we live in our living conditions, it's not, it's hell, man. Keep going for me, young man, Carter.
And curse shall thou be in the field.
And curse shall not be in the field, man. We pick y'all cotton, man. We pick the oppressors cotton. You know what I'm saying? And if that don't relate or, correlate with what these scriptures is talking about, I mean, it's, I don't know. You're in the wrong place, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, we know in the fields, man, we had to pick these cottons. You ever say something?
Baba Kashaw. I was going to say, Salaki, if I may. Another thing that we think about just our lives in general, you talk about how the other nations view us, right? Oftentimes they say I've heard this, we don't have anything to offer the world except for our sweat equity. Meaning like how we work.
Right.
Like that's the only thing we have, because we don't have any other resource to offer the world. You know what I'm saying? We don't have nothing we can go into as a natural resource to offer anybody else so we can receive funds for it outside of our work. That's right. Our sweat equity, right?
Right.
That's that thing. So we curse in the field. So the things that we would receive from our work, we don't. Right. They go directly to another nation of people. Right. Or they go to something other, another form of us trying to live instead of us being able to build. And then the ones that are building, that have the funds to be able to do certain things, they hoard it.
Right.
Because guess what? They're afraid to lose it.
Right.
So even if you have it, the curse is still on you, even if you have your riches.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So even if you had it, you afraid to spend it because you're scared to lose it.
Right.
And if you spend it, where you gonna spend it at?
The oppressor.
You giving it right back. The work that you did and it would have gone to your people, you're giving it right back to the oppressor.
Right.
So we'll never be able to establish anything because of our disobedience.
That's right.
You understand? But we can do it. We're doing it in the I.S.U.P.K today, right?
Oh yeah.
You understand? So the things that we create from Captain Tazariot's damn, you know what I'm saying, the body butters or the oils or the colognes, all that goes right back into the school, man.
That's right.
Everything that sisters do or they sew or do, braid brothers' hair, all those are resources that we directly benefit from.
That's right.
And that's what we have to do for Israel. You understand? We have to create things that we directly benefit from.
Right.
Instead of like those curses are in the city. Everybody know, there are tons of crime that go on in the city. But you also know there are crime that go on in the country as well.
Right.
A brother would steal your radio in Chicago and New York.
Right.
He'll steal your radio in Bun Loving.
Right.
Or Rayford, North Carolina.
Right.
Same thing, right?
Go
ahead, bro.
Most I got. Give him a hand, man. And most I got. And it is heavy what he bring out because, again, like you said, we go and we do all this work and we, give all our resources and riches or, the wealth or whatever and make these other nations wealthy, but again, and they amount us to nothing, like you said, our sweat equity. But if you really pay attention and look at, America today, America would be nothing without Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. Everything that we're about, they want to mimic. You know what I'm saying? You got these oppressors today talking about they want to be hip or they want to be like us. They want to dress like us. We are the lowest on the earth today, man. As Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are basically at the bottom of the totem pole, if I may. You know what I'm saying? And they still want to be like us as a people. So that should tell you about yourself, Black, Hispanic, and Native, man. It's something about you. Like, you know what I'm saying, brother brought out, we are a separate people, man. So, we don't fit in. And when we go around certain people, it's like they can tell we don't fit in, man, to the point where they always want to evaluate everything about us, man, from the way we speak, from our mannerism, the way we even do work, man. If I may sidebar, at my slave, it's like, this devil I work with, man, he's always trying to find ways to undermine me. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny to me because he was doing all this hard work to try to undermine me. And I'm looking at the brother like, hey, man, there ain't no sweat. And literally, pun intended, because I ain't sweating on what I'm doing because it makes my job so easier. We like to work harder. So, like, we like to work smarter, not harder. But Esau, you know what I'm saying, with the oppressor today, he loved to go around the town and come around back just to try to do one thing. And he looked really silly with doing it, man. So again, man, it's heavy to what he bringing out, man. If you could give me the book of Deuteronomy, Salaki, matter of fact, read that from the top from me. Deuteronomy 28 and 16, young man Carter.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Now again, and it's heavy because we're cursed in the city so much so that we're dying in the city, man. We're dying in the streets. We got brothers that just stepping on his shoes, it can cause a war, because we hate each other because we living in this, in the jungle, if I may. And if you put an animal in the jungle, he ain't got no chance but to adapt to what's going on. And that's what it is with Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. We do whatever we can to survive. If I may, I heard many brothers say you got to get it how you live, man. And that's not living, man. Because again, according to these scriptures, that's true life, man. You know what I'm saying? The scripture says that when you are obedient with the Most High, he calls thy enemies to be at peace with thee, man. And if I may, we, the I.S.U.P.K, we got some people that, that hate us, but again, they will not try us, man. So that's our peace right there, man. Because when we come together as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians under Commander General YAHANNA and the I.S.U.P.K, that's like the kingdom of heaven, man. You know what I'm saying? And brother, you keep on coming, man, and you'll understand and realize what we're talking about. Because as a people, man, we've never experienced what true brotherhood or true love is, man. You know what I'm saying? But since I've been here, man, every brother I've met has been the same brother since day one, man. And they showed me what it truly is to be a brother. to your brother or be a brother to your sister. Keep going for me, young man Carter.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So again, man, anywhere in the field you see, like you said, you go to Alabama, you know what I'm saying? You go to New York, Philly, we are cursed, man. You know what I'm saying? So you could drop down the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32. Baba Kashah. You know, because again, man, like the identity of who we truly are, like I said, it's a crime committed against us. Because they'll tell you that they in the Bible and they try to use the what was the Holocaust, to say, which is I'm gonna bring that out later on, but just to bring it forth, they always try to say the Holocaust is how that they're the true Jews and everything. Because you ask them, how did you get to America? That's how they try to bring forth that. But none of the things, you can't be cursed and you own diamond districts. You know what I'm saying? You owning the oil company. How are you cursed when you're the most richest people on the planet Earth? So again, man, it's just like, when you finally open these scriptures and read and being taught the right way, not by your Christian pastor that goes to school, it be taught by, these theologians or these oppressors, which is no different than what they did, during the time of slavery. We was in church on Sunday and they would have the oppressor there making sure that we wouldn't revolt against, our slave masters. Oh, you got that from me, young man Carter? If the brother's like, if you want to read too, brother, it's all right,
I was just telling.
Okay.
I was just trying to make sure you was on time.
I just thought, when we talk about the oppressor, identity theft, right? And we just talk about how the oppressor, like he attaches himself to everything.
Right.
You talk about he attaches himself to our identity, saying that he's the Jew of the Bible, correct?
Right.
He's the last samurai.
Good night.
Right? Y'all seen the movie, right? Yeah. He the last Mohican. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You seen what's the one with old that crazy dude out there? Good night. It's some Indian movie. You know what I'm saying? It's our brother's movie, but
not
it's
Apocalypse.
nah.
Okay.
It's I cannot think of the movie, but in their mind, like they infiltrate all cultures, man.
Right.
You understand? Right. What's the brother name that played Neo? What's his name?
John Wick.
Keanu Reeves. How did Keanu Reeves get in all these, you know what I'm saying, Ammonite movies? You understand? Right. He whipping everybody's tail. Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris in The Last Dragon and all that.
Right. Walker, Texas.
Yeah, Walker, Texas.
Good night.
He infiltrate all cultures, man.
That's right.
You understand? But what I said that for is that's the mindset that we have to have. Because it's going to come a day in time where we're going to be running the earth. And we, like the scripture said, we're going to narrowly look upon him and say, is this the man?
Good night.
And we have to teach our children, like, you are the greatest on the face of the earth.
Right.
Like from top to bottom and every aspect of it.
Right.
Hey, we all the oppressors that may have created something, we're going to say, no, he created that.
That's right.
We're going to switch it all over. Everything that they ever thought they created, we're going to switch it all over and say, no, it was a brother named Quadam. He was the first one went to the moon. Or whatever that it is. You understand? Because that's how they keep that influence going for their generations that coming. And that's why they look at you of lesser value. Right. Because they like the Negro. I mean, we created all this. I'm the last Mohican, the last dragon, the native Indian. I'm everything. What are you? That's right. So we have to be able to flip that and say, guess what? Okay, we know exactly who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But this is how the Most High gonna deal with you. Christ gonna deal with you in a whole different way. You understand?
Right.
Go ahead, Salak.
What's up? Give me a hand. You want to say something, sir?
Oh no, I was gonna say, like they give us Scarface. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though they the ones that pump all the drugs in all the communities, they give us a brother that like, oh, this right here is the king.
Right.
Scarface, what the oppressor? Al Pacino oppressor, right?
But one is supposed to be a Cuban, though?
Supposed to be a Simeonite. What, in real Salaki, Vanessa.
Cuban, Con.
But the real Scarface was a devil.
Right. Right. It's like right. Con. And see, that's so heavy again, like he said, because You know, we know the scriptures, one of the curses that Esau, you know, so the oppressor God said that he was a vagabond. Yeah, matter of fact, look that word up for me, vagabond. Because again, you know, he's everywhere, man. He's putting himself in everything, man. You know what I'm saying? So he, like he said, he tried to say he the last Mohican, he the last samurai. If I may, the first samurai was a black man, if I'm not mistaken, sir. I can't think of his name. Usuka Kawakan, sir. You know, so it's like they take everything that is what our pride possession is, and they try to make it, or they make it themselves. So much so that when we see them as a people, and we see that devil Caesar Borgia, who the world English think or calls Jesus Christ, we worship him. And now that we think, okay, now we see Caesar Borgia, you know, which is the devil, you know, or oppressor, we think now that we're supposed to be in love all these other nations, or especially, specifically, our enemy, which is the scripture is going to show you who that is. You got that for me?
Definition of vagabond by the Merriam-Webster Dictionary. A person who wanders from place to place.
Stop right there. Good night. That sounds like Esau today, man. Wanders from place to place. How does he do that? He's in every country committing war. If he's not, you know what I'm saying, you know, claiming war on somebody, he's in the midst of it. So he's going from place to place, to and fro. You know, again, like the scriptures say, he was going to be a vagabond. So this is the curse that he got from the Most High, from hating his brother. You know, he was even had a smart mouth to say that my brother's keeper. Man, it's a lie. Go ahead, brother.
Without a fixed home, one leading a vagabond life, moving from Salakia. Leading an unsettled, irresponsible, or disreputable life.
Read that one more time, right from that. Unsettled, irreputable, and what?
Irresponsible or disreputable life.
Again, man, that is Esau today. That's our oppressor. That's the ones that we look at like you know, the brother said, we gonna narrowly look upon him and say, this the man that shook the kingdom. You know, because again, nothing about him speaks, you know, what he truly is and what he represents, man. You know, again, you go around and, you know, a devil, sometimes, I'm not even gonna say sometimes, he be scared of his own shadow, man. Especially when he get around blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, because they already know what, you know, we want all the smoke, if I may, you know, but they don't want none of it. So again, they sit here and live that type of life, man, and which is so heavy, you know, if I may bring that out, just thinking about it, he's definitely a vagabond according to the scriptures. So we know that's how you identify who these two people are, by their characteristics of what the Bible says, man. You know, you got that for me, book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Stop right there. And this is so heavy, man. So again, man, we bringing these things out to show you how to identify who the true blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are, man. So as you're hearing these scriptures and reading along with them, just again, keep remembering identity theft. Because again, that's the crime that has been committed against blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. Which is so funny because it's a crime in America today. So they already know that they are not the true Jews of the Bible, so much so that they call themselves Jewish or Israeli. You know what I'm saying? Which is, again, you ask a devil what tribe he's from, all of them going to tell you the tribe of Judah. But what about the other 11 tribes? None of them ever say those tribes because they know spiritually and mentally that they're not us, man. But again, they have a characteristic, or, you know, an image to live by, to keep showing that they truly are us. So like the scripture says, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given into another people. If I may, Chupathai, what are some examples of how our sons and daughters was given into another people?
Salakia, so we can go back to slavery when families were broken apart and shipped to different plantations.
Right.
Another example would be in today of what is it? What is that? Is it the social services? Is that what it's called?
Right.
Where what is it? DHS can take your child.
Right.
And I find it so funny how they will give you so many options to abort your babies, to take away your child so easily, but when it comes to bringing life into the world or preserving life, they have no money for it. It's like they want you to just get rid of your children and show no love to your children, but never fund you to, like, when it comes to something positive for your children.
That's right.
So I think that's pretty heavy what you brought out, sir.
Most high. It's a lot. If I may, that's heavy what you bringing out, because we know a story in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying, Salaki. You know, as far as King Pharaoh, he wanted to get rid of the children of Israel because he said if they keep multiplying, they're gonna be mightier than us. That's what America's.
Salaki, if I may.
Oh, go ahead,
brother.
Sir.
What you said was so heavy. I'm telling you, that's how you know the Most High is real. I'm gonna tell you why. You talk about something that's heavy. We talk about giving our sons and daughter over to another people. There was a study that was done on how black women deal with what they call it, birth when she giving, like death when a woman is giving birth. I forgot what they call it. No, not stillborn, but a lot of our sisters die in to the point of them giving birth, and and what it is like the care that the doctors have for us and our pain tolerance. They are less inclined to see your pain. You know what I'm saying? Based on our culture just alone. So we talk about we're giving our sons and daughters over to it. You understand? Like I seen it firsthand from my son, my bun. You understand? Going to the hospital and doctors say, "Oh yeah, he fine," and da 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 da. You sent my child home like it was nothing. You understand? Yet instead it was something that was serious. And that was the study that I'm talking about. You go look it up. That the black women that give birth, they have a higher rate of dying during birth than any other nation of people on earth. Right. So what it's telling you, the help that we will receive by the other nations, we don't get it. Right. We are putting ourselves in harm's way by not being obedient to the Father. That's right. Every time we go into a position where we're not in control, we looking at them like, "Are you gonna be able to save my life?" You understand? Even when you get arrested by a cop, you know all the things we've seen in our mind, we know like this you get put over, you see the blue lights, you obviously see it, you think about all of the things that we've seen on television. Right. We are put in the oppressor hands day in and day out, and so many things that we do, we don't even realize it. Right. We are, you know what I'm saying? We in one of all things, like the scripture would say. That's right. And I just thought about it. It was so sickening because I thought about what is that thing that you would see a woman in travail and giving birth and still not consider her pain and agony that she's going through, and still not consider the fetus that is coming into the earth like it's a real thing to you. Right. You will see a sister that's going through that and be like, okay, well, she's just going through pain. What they call an epidural, and you see how many women have sciatic nerve issues after they give birth because they don't give a damn. Right. All the prenatals that the sisters were supposed to receive, and you know what I'm saying? I remember talking to a young man and finding out, like, talking to his wife and saying, "Hey, listen, these are the things that can help you give birth to your child." And she has a midwife at the time, but nobody explained to her the things that she would need to bring a child into the earth, man. So that's what I'm saying. We give our sons and daughters over to these people thinking that they have our greatest, our interests at heart. Right. Knowing damn well, like, this is what this is talking about. That's right. Our life is depending on how the oppressor views us. That's right. You get what I'm saying? From top to bottom. Right. So this is the thing when you said that, when you talk about our children, like giving DHS and things like that, man, they have no compassion. They have no compassion. And I was just remember the study of saying like black women have the highest rate of death when giving birth to a child. Right. And I just think about how the doctors and the nurses don't see them as a patient. They see them as an experiment. And it goes right all the way back to Margaret Sanger.
Good night. I was about to
go
say
ahead.
Give him a hand, man. Good night. He is truly a priest and prophet of the Lord, man, because that's exactly the devil I thought of when he was, bringing this out, was Margaret Sanger, because, she came up with what they call Planned Parenthood today, where she would make sure that we wouldn't have our babies, or that, again, like he said, the treatment that we need or whatever the tools is, the medication we need for these children, they didn't care to give it to you because they don't care about you, man. And you got to be a beast, man, to not even, to be able to look upon a person in agony and not care for them, man. And that's how again, we as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we have a compassion that is just overflowing, because it's like, even with the hell that these oppressors put on us today, we still want to find a way to love them. You got something to say, sis? Most High, give her a hand. Most High in Christ. This one don't say too much, so let's hear what you got to say, sis.
Salakia, sir. I just want to comment about what was being said about childbirth.
Go ahead, sis.
They tell us to get over slavery, but that comes from slavery. We are treated that way because the way they did us when we had children during slavery.
Right.
So how do we get over that when now in 2021 we still die from having babies because you feel like we can take the pain?
Right.
They don't care about our pain. That comes from slavery.
Right.
So we should get over it, but we're still dying during childbirth.
That's heavy, man. Give her a hand, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's definitely heavy what she's saying, because again, you know, I'm not going to speak on it, but you know, a common situation is, you know, I know a brother, you know, he was asking for prayers and everything because his rib was going through that same situation, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's hell, man, to see your rib almost on her dying bed. And you got these people that basically her life is in their hands, man. And they don't give a damn about anything about what's laying there. Two lives, if I may, because it's her life and the life that she's bringing forth, man. You know what I'm saying? So again, man, that's why it's so imperative that we as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians love each other, man. You know, go ahead, bro.
Salakia, what I want to say, what all y'all bringing out is so deep. It's getting so bad to the point where they try to take the male or that father out of the room so they can take advantage of that female.
Right.
Because I know, for example, with my rib, I made sure everything was on point. But I noticed they was trying to communicate with her, knowing damn well she just gave birth.
Right.
And she knocked out sleep or whatever, not understanding what they're saying and what's going on. So I noticed that how doctors and stuff operate. They try to exclude you from the room or whatever, like that's not your wife, that's not your rib or whatever, that's not your baby. Like they talking to the mother, like, no, I'm here, talk to me.
That's right, Most High in Christ. And Salaki, man, give him a hand, man. You know what I'm saying? That's heavy you bring that out, because they've been doing that since slavery. They've been basically working to take that black man, which is the structure of a household, out of the house, out of the picture, period, so that they can go to the, you know, the mother, if I may. That's exactly what, you know what I'm saying, that serpent did, you know, to Eve. You know what I'm saying? So they've been doing this since the beginning of time, man. You know, so much so that they've become cunning with it, very intelligent and slick and sly with it. You know, so it's like, again, you know, if I may too, you know, with my experience, I didn't know nothing about what the placenta was or whatever, you know, sidebar. And I noticed they take that out of the woman and they use that and sell it to pharmacies, man. You know what I'm saying? Which again, it shows you again too, we are a special people, because even the things that we produce can be used for healing, but they use it for their benefits, not to benefit us, man. So again, this woman could be on her dying bed, but they still gonna take whatever they can out of that woman and use it for their benefits, man. You know what I'm saying? If I may, the oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of, man. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Baba Kishar, please, sir.
The book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 27. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house. So what the brother was bringing out earlier is so heavy, and it speaks volumes to the scripture, because they are intensely condescending and dismissive of black men in that situation. And, you know, regardless if you're married on paper or not, you know, they treat you the same.
Right.
You know, and that's speaking from experience. I done had enough babies to know. Salakia.
Give him a hand, man. And that's so true, man. Again, and that's their main objective is to bind the strong man, man. You know what I'm saying? Which is, we know that's that Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. You know, so if you could, Robert, shall I read that from the top, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Man, stop right there, man. I mean, there's so many ways to really break this down, man, because this is so true and so heavy what the scriptures is bringing out. And again, this shows you who the true Israelites are, man. You know what I'm saying? Because again, another way that we've been given to, you know, another people is we raise our children up to be, very intelligent, man, because we are very intelligent people on this earth, man. So much so that you got the sisters, what they was the first calculator, if I may, hidden figures, kind of through water, sir. So you got the sisters that's extremely smart, and they nurture our children, so much so again that they become lawyers, they become doctors, and they go and they work for our oppressor, man. They don't bring it back to the home, or they don't benefit, our nation as a people. They're doing that for, the oppressor, man. So again, that's how our people, our sons and our daughters are giving it to another people. Keep going for me, young man, Carter.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
So again, with what we seeing, because like it says, thy eyes shall look. It's like, it says the eyes shall look. So you're gonna see, what's going on with your children, man. And it's a hurtful thing to see, man. Even if it's not your child, just seeing someone that's, identifies as Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, man, you feel that pain, man. Because, no matter how much we may look at each other, may possibly hate each other, we still love each other spiritually, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, I can't stand to see it, man. You turn on the news, man, it's always one of us dying, something going on. You know what I'm saying? If I may, it was a 9-year-old daughter, man, a 9-year-old girl, man. She got maced. She got pushed in the snow. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, how can you do that? And the little girl is sitting here crying for her father, man. And he's taunting her. You know what I'm saying? Which we're going to show you again that who this devil is, because the scriptures is going to bring that out so clearly, because again, it's like for you to do that, you have no remorse or no thought of who these people are. Again, so much so you put in your law that we are 3/5 of a man. So you see us as cattle, and y'all treat us as such, man. So again, it says, thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, man. And that's exactly what goes on today. You know what I mean? Like, what's the sister? Breonna Taylor. You know what I'm saying? Her mother saw that or probably got the news about her dying. You know what I'm saying? And she's longing for that, man. You know what I'm saying? She's in pain and agony for losing her daughter to these oppressors coming to her house, murdering her. Eric Garner. You know what I'm saying? Tamir Rice. Philando Castillo. The list goes on, man. You know what I'm saying? If I might, George Stinney was the youngest brother that was executed. And what was it? Electric chair, man. You know what I'm saying? They have no regard for the young or the old, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring that out. Go ahead.
I've been trying to be cool, but I'm trying to be cool, man. But what you bringing out is so heavy. You know what I'm saying? But it's what reason why I say Eric Gardner, because I think his daughter passed away. And his mother passed away after, you know what I'm saying, after they seen what happened to their father. You understand? Right. But other part about it is just think about how the oppressor would take the children of the slaves. Right. And they would take them from the parents and send them to other plantations. They would call up Master Williams, and Master Williams, I got 2 new ones down here. They young, they 6. I'm gonna send them down there for you to work. Right. So the parents, what are they gonna do? We didn't have any might in our hands to fight those things. But the thing that we deal with today, and this is something personal, I would just say, like in the military, you have our brothers and sisters that join the military, go out and fight for the oppressor, and some of them don't make it home. That's right. And their parents have to deal with that guy coming to the door with a folded flag and handing it to them. You understand? Okay. And they looking at it like, dang, man, I gave you my child to fight for your country. Right. Is that you couldn't have kept him safe? But if we only knew this is not our kingdom. Right. We're fighting for somebody who has no sympathy or empathy for you. That's right. And we lose our children to this thing. They children can join the military now at 16 years old, 17 if I may. Right, come. You join them, the first thing they do is separate you from your friends. Right. You understand? Get you into a military mindset. Do training, right? You training. And you get further indoctrinated into the system. That's right. When they play the bugle, you salute the flag. Calling a rebel, you salute the flag. Right. Even when you swear in, you're making I forgot what you swear. What they call it when you say I I solemnly swear to protect and defend both foreign and domestic. For who? Yeah, you taking an oath for somebody that, for a country that what? Does not love you.
Right.
We're giving our sons and daughters over to the same thing. Brothers that join the police academy, going in, they talk about the oppression that they, and the racism and the systematic oppression that they deal with, even with being in the police academies.
Right.
Think about this PWIs that our children go to, looking for a better form of education. This is what they say, and talk about how they're pointed out, ostracized in everything that they do. Did I say that word right, Bunker, y'all? You know what I'm saying? But those are the things that we face. We looking for ways up, but we end up handing our children over to the oppressor, man.
Right.
You understand? So in so many ways, this is us.
That's right.
It's not the so-called Jewish man.
Right.
He ain't got to worry about that.
That's right.
His kids to take care of from at birth. That they at 16, what they call it, a bar mitzvah.
Right.
Huh?
Right.
And then what they call it,
Okay.
they said straight that they bar mitzvah.
Right.
We don't get no bar mitzvah.
That's right.
We're not even supposed to celebrate birthdays, if I may.
Right. Come.
Go ahead,
No, sorry, give him a head, man. Go ahead, sir.
Nah, Salakia. What the priest and prophet was bringing out was so heavy. Today in my slavery, I had the opportunity to kind of look into. I've been intrigued recently by the Native Indians, especially here in North Carolina. And I remember my mother telling me a story about this lost colony. And, whenever the colonists came back, all they found was this word Croatan written on the tree. And so in Pembroke, they have the Croatan Normal School. And so you have to understand, like, these curses are absolutely real, and it binds Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians together. Right. Because the Native Indian didn't have an option to send your child to a normal school. Why do they call it a normal school? Because they're normalizing them to American culture. Okay, they're teaching them how to assimilate and conform to the American way of living. Okay, right. And these kids, when they graduate from these normal schools, most of them didn't. We talked about that. We bought an article about that, about all the raping and sexual deviancy that plagued these schools. Most of the time, you wouldn't get your child back. Right. You get a notice saying that your child died
after they buried.
After the fact. Okay. Skipping off the Native Indian, we can go talk about our Issachar, our Hispanic brothers and sisters, and how they're having to be forced with their children being put in internment camps. Right. I mean, they're still trying to reconnect children to their families. Okay. You ever heard of the idiom being sold up the river? Right. You talk about mass incarceration with the so-called Negro. I mean, who makes up the prison system? It's us. That's black and brown. So Salakia.
No, you too wild. So you definitely, that is so heavy, sir. It's so true. Because again, man, like, it's just like, that's how it's like the Christian pastor preaching what he preach and teaching what he teach means that he hates you, Black, Hispanic man, woman, and child, man. Because you got to be just a beast yourself to look in these scriptures. I'm pretty sure he's done read these scriptures, man. They don't believe in the Old Testament, but again, he's had to read these scriptures because I'm pretty sure that's a part of his curriculum for getting his license to teach. So he had to see and understand, but he probably did not, really fully understand, because you got to be taught these scriptures to really understand and know what it's really saying. That's right. Just like, I think I forgot, it's a story, he said, do you understand this what thou readest? He said, no, unless someone teaches me. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah, most high Christ, brother. And that's right, because like he said, hey, somebody been studying, man, most high Christ. Good to hear that. But, again, you have to be taught these scriptures to fully understand what's going on, man. And once you really finally are taught and understand, you start relating to it, man. And like, and it brings me to the, I'm not going to bring the scripture out, but it says the words of these, the scriptures is bitter in our belly, but it's like, sweeter to our mouth, because you really see the curses and the things that we go and realize these are who we are as a people. But that sweetness that's coming out of your mouth is you're able to bring a brother in that he can really come with you and truly serve the Lord, man. Right. And really understand what it is to be a true priest and prophet of the Lord. The commander general YAHANNA under the Most High in Christ, man. So again, like, going back to the scriptures, man, like, I want to stay on this scripture, for a little bit low, but I'm not. But like I said, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall long and fail with longing for them all the day long. And the last part of that, and there shall be no might in thy hand. Again, so that might or that your hand is used for being able to do something. We have no justice for what's going on. We sit here, and we march up and down the streets talking about no justice, no peace, or Black Lives Matter. We want to make our lives matter to the oppressor when we really need to understand that our lives matter to the most important person, which is the Most High, man. You know what I'm saying? He prefers you, Black, Hispanic, and Native man and woman and child over every nation upon the face of the earth. Just like it said in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1, man. So it's like, good night, man. Go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48, man. So now, again, we see that, again, this crime that's being committed is really, I don't even know the word to say, but it's really a real... good night, man. It just atrocity. Most of throughout the sir, it's really an atrocity because they've taken who we are as a people and made a mockery of us, man. They called us monkeys. You know what I'm saying? This sidebar, if I may, I see the video where this monkey was shaving himself, and he sure did look like an oppressor. I'm just saying that. But Salak, go ahead, brother.
Salaki, I think it's funny. I think it's heavy that you say that, sir, because they take something and when they try to do it, it's like no flavor to it.
Right.
They really just suck at being Jewish, and they make it.
That's right. That's right.
They make it so vile and disgusting. Like when they take their circumcision, they put the baby's penis in their mouth.
A moil.
Oh, yeah, that thing. You don't see black people doing that.
No,
that's how you know they ain't met they ain't these people.
That's right.
Everything in this Bible had flavor to it. Everything in this Bible had style. It had swag.
Right.
And they stiff.
Right.
And
man, that's heavy. You bring that out, man. Which shows you too that the Most High had a sense of humor. You know what I'm saying? Because you look at them today, man, and you just like, man, what are you doing, man? You know what I'm saying? They got to get taught how to move right. What's the movie? Step Up or whatever, Channing Tatum. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he took years to learn those moves, man. We come out the womb ready to get a jig on there for me. You know what I'm saying? So like, get down with the get down. Like, get down, black man. So like, go ahead and read that for me, Bob Kashai. So like, go ahead, brother.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48.
Yeah, go ahead.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Stop right there. Ooh wee. So now this is a cut to the Christian church, because we're supposed to love everybody. But how can you love your enemy, the very person that's murdering your family? You know what I'm saying? You really want to sit here and give love to a murderer. And you ask any Christian and ask them, if somebody did that to your family, would you want to seek justice? Right. And if any sane person would tell you yes. Right. But again, they tell you we're supposed to love everybody. But why would we love everybody when God don't even love everybody, man? Right. So like it says, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee. So if I may, Chubatanya, who was our enemies today, man? Go ahead. Give him the mic, Young Carter.
Salakia, sir. It's all the nations that we're supposed to be above.
Right.
From Moab, Amalek, the Philistine, the oppressor.
Right.
Everybody that's profiting off of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans today.
That's right. So again, man, we know the scriptures is not how you feel. The scriptures is all about truth, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, once you really start unfolding that truth, now you can live your life accordingly. Right. Now you can step into your identity as a Judite, as an Issacharite. you know, or as you know, Asherite, you know, it says all of them, either whatever tribe you may be, man, you know, we can step into that true identity and finally find out what it truly means to serve the Most High in Christ, man. And again, man, I love seeing those things, man. You know, we growing up, we thought having Christmas and birthdays was so wonderful and so, you know, gay, if I may. But actually seeing what it is to truly serve the Lord in these high holy days and these feast days, seeing brothers in, you know, like, you know, see brothers in warlike apparel and sisters in modest apparel, where they're not showing their behind and this and that, and they still look beautiful as ever, man. You know, because our sisters has learned that you gotta show a little to get a little, or show a lot to get a lot. So they think that they're supposed to go out here basically half naked just to get a man. But you really horn yourself off, because this man gonna look at you exactly what you're portraying yourself to be. But we teach our sisters, you know, the daughters of Zion, man, you know what I'm saying, to not be a whore, to know how to, you know, what it is to serve your husband and to be obedient. You look like you got some, sir. Most side crack.
You know what you bringing out is so heavy, brother. Man, give the Lord a hand for
Most
that.
side crack. Yeah, right.
You talk about our sisters, man. You know, the Bible says a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog.
That's right.
And we always talk about it. You know, whores
Right.
would not exist if whoremongers didn't exist.
Right.
So we have a double obligation unto our sisters to correct them, because
Right.
love is correction.
That's right.
You know, so
That's
Salaki
right.
for that, brother.
No, you too wild. Give him a hand, man. You know, and like he said, man, you know, if brothers wouldn't prefer whores, because a whoremonger is like a pimp, basically, or a brother that, you know, you look at the industry today, all they talk about is, well, I dog this woman out, or she for the streets, and you know. But if you was to treat this sister like she should be treated, as a daughter of Zion, then you wouldn't have this sister having to go find her another brother. And if we knew that sex is marriage, according to the scriptures, then we would be very carefully on who we would sleep with or lay down with, because we know that marriage is forever, man. So you can't sit here and just sleep with that sister and think you about to toss her away, because now you're making her commit adultery, man. You know, so it's just like, again, man, and this is the curses that we all face, man, which is our everyday life, man. Which is, I've noticed, you know, these scriptures, it reveals and shows you all the aspects of life that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians truly live, man. You know what I'm saying? So this Bible is talking about us, man. We are the ones in these scriptures. It was written by us for us. You know what I'm saying? What's that? Boo-foo, Salaki. But like it said, you know, back to the scripture, it says, therefore thou shalt serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee. So again, you know, that's how you know, one, the Most High loves Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Because, like I said, you know, I brought out a while ago, a couple weeks ago, you know, it was the devil, he was my coach, and he told me one thing that I thought was so heavy. He said, you know, I used to always be like, man, why you always getting on me? Or why you always, you know, you always messing with me. You always got something to say. I could do something right, and it's still not good enough. Because, and he told me, he said, if I stop talking to you and I stop correcting you, I don't give a damn about you. And that's how the Most High looks at Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians today. Because if the Most High didn't send his priests and prophets, which is, we know in the context is sending Moses to tell us what it was to be obedient and to do and observe all his commandments, then he wouldn't care about us, man. He even warned us what would happen before it happened. So he told us what would happen if we did do all the commandments, which is we would be above all nations upon the face of the earth, man. And that's truly a blessing and glorious, you know. And again, that's what we're working towards in the I.S.U.P.K, man. So if you're not under this banner under the I.S.U.P.K, I don't know what you were doing with your life. Like Kevin Hart said, I'm like Cat Williams said, so read that from the top for me, young man Carter.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Start right there. Again, it says, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies. So we serving our enemies by working for them. Again, we picked their cotton, man. You know, we've done everything. We've dedicated our whole life to their well-being. So much so in slavery, you had our whole family working just so that they could eat good. I know we all probably seen the movie Django. You know what I'm saying? And you see how, they take our lives and make a movie off of it and make profit off of it. Again, which is again going back into that identity theft that I brought out earlier, because you're stealing the identity of a people and using it for financial gain. And if I'm not mistaken, Django did numbers in the movies, man. And you know what? And even in the movies, it's beautiful because us as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we want to love this oppressor. But when Django was beating down that oppressor with that whip, I don't know about y'all, but that felt good to see, man. You know what I'm saying? And we know, like the scriptures say, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. And he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword, man. So we know that's what's coming for these oppressors, man. So spiritually and mentally, when we see Django put that beat down on that oppressor, and we know something felt good and right about what he was doing, man. Because again, we're not supposed to be under these people. Because it was prophesied that if we was obedient to the Most High in Christ, that we would be above all nations upon the face of the earth.
So like that's everything that we do.
Right.
That's why we like to see Floyd Mayweather box the oppressor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We love to see, like, in our mind, that's some form of justice.
That's right.
Like you watching UFC, you look, what the brother? Let me see the brother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You looking for the brother to fight the oppressor. Like,
right.
Yeah, hit him. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Don't lose to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That let us know we're connected as a nation of people.
Most High in Christ.
That's that thing. That's that pride that we should have, not just inwardly, outwardly too. You know what I'm saying? So when you watching movies and you see how, that thing that we have where we actually receive justice, or we are the victor in the situation.
That's right.
You have a sense of pride, and that's why movies like Black Panther,
right?
Like people be like, oh, Wakanda, you know what I'm saying? But it's all fictional.
Right.
Give me the justice in real life. Let me celebrate the justice in real life.
That's right.
Not on television, not in sports, not in entertainment.
Right.
Give me the justice that the Lord said we were gonna have.
That's right.
That day is coming out.
Most High
in Christ.
Get a Lord a hand for that. Good night. And Lord willing, we be on them chariots, so be a part of that destruction of America, man. You know what I'm saying? Because again, we know Babylon is going to fall. And it's falling now as we speak before our very eyes, man. So read that from the top for me, young man Carter.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48.
Go ahead.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
Let's stop right there. It says we shall serve our enemies that the Lord sent against us. So again, this is a teaching lesson. Because the Lord used these oppressors and these, the ones that are above us now as a teaching lesson to know, this is why I'm because of your disobedience, this is why I'm punishing you. I already warned you and told you what would happen before it happened, but you still want to be hard-headed and find out the hard way. So again, now you've made me force my hand and show you what it is to truly be your father. Because we know even in the, the scriptures, we say our Father who art in heaven. So like, again, we know the Most High is like any great father. If you're disobedient or his children is disobedient, therefore they're going to get punished or chastised, which shows you also that he loves his children. Because again, if he didn't care about anything the child did, he would just let him do whatever he want to do. So we would just be living as a lawless people, but we're under these curses because he wants to know or want us to know as a people what it is to be on the bottom, so that when we get to the top, we'll understand it and really appreciate it, man. It's just like I said, you doing any, hard work, you sit back and you look at that work and you really appreciate the work that you've done. That's why some, a lot of these rich folks that they come out of the womb having money, they don't have no appreciation for anything because they didn't come from anything. You know what I'm saying? What Drake say, we started from the bottom and now we here, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be able to say that in the kingdom, man. And that's going to be a glorious thing when that happens, man. So like it says, that hunger that we, have to go and to our enemies for and serve them for, we saying we got to work for them and they slaves, man. We got to go to their food markets. You know what I'm saying? We don't have no food market that's on, what's the word I'm looking for? All over globally by, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. You know what I'm saying? You go to a food line, wherever you have it, all these, it's owned by our oppressor, man. So again, everything that we put our blood, sweat, and tears for, working for him, we got to give it right back to the same ones that we working for. Keep going for me, young man Carter. It says start off in hunger.
In hunger and in thirst.
Start right there. And we know one of the, famous stories, of Black Hispanics and Native Indians is Flint, Michigan, man. So, and if I may, it was a brother, I think he was trying to make an invention on how to take that dirty water and clean it. But again, Esau, being a great identity theft that he is, want to take his name and put it on that. Just like they did during the time of slavery. Anything we created, they would take. First off, Colonel Sanders is not making no chicken like a sister, a black sister is, man. And if I may, if you look online, we have so many inventions that we did as a people. But again, they love to put their name on it, man. So it's like and like I said, in that thirst, you gotta, it's a thirst where we physically thirsting, for that water, because again, I looked it up. You can't even save rainwater. It's illegal just to save rainwater, but they charge us for water that's produced on the earth for free. So we going in them in hunger and in thirst, and basically it's gonna say in one of all things because, keep going from me, brother. We're gonna get it.
And in thirst and in nakedness.
Start right there. So even the clothes on our very back that we wear, we see when we look on the tag, it says made in China, made in the US. And even so, they take their clothes that we wear, and the ones we buy for these people, they hate us. What is it, Ralph Lauren? He had the black face showing us, making a mockery of these people, but us still having to go to these people, having no choice, we still buy from them. We still rock Polo Lauren, and don't get me wrong, we do it pretty good because, like I said earlier, we champion in everything we do, man. So it's like everything about America, we have to go to them for that want and that need. And this is a curse, because again, we know in the school that our help's coming from the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? But again, we can't get that help from the Lord if we're being disobedient. So again, now he's like, well, since you don't want my help, which is we know, in the scriptures, we were saved out of Egypt. And it was so much so we got saved out of Egypt to the point where we was wanting to go back. The Most High done showed his mighty hand against these filthy, stinking Africans, these Egyptians, and it got us out of the, the land of our captivity. And we was in the wilderness saying, well, I want to go back. For what, man? Well, I mean, for what? We suffered. We didn't know what was going on at that point in time. But again, if we put our trust, like it says, trust in the Lord with all our heart. You know what I'm saying? And lean not, or trust in the Lord. What is it? Lean not, Salaki. It's Proverbs 3 and 5, but Salaki. But basically, we didn't trust in the Lord. The things that he did was going to set us up. We felt like what we was getting in slavery was adequate enough for what we needed. And that's not so, man. Keep going for me, young man Carter.
And in want of all things.
So again, like it says, we're in want of all things, man. And we got to go to these oppressors because like it says, we're serving our enemies. So again, that shows you again that we have enemies, which is also, they're enemies of us. They're enemies of the Lord as well, man. Because one of the prayers that we bring out is, in Psalms 83, where it shows you that all these enemies, they are, they've taken crafty counsel against us, so they've done everything that they can to keep us under their foot, and they do it very well, man. So again, like we sit here and we want to love these people, but they're our enemies, man. You're not supposed to love your enemies. Keep going. It said, and
he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Stop right there. That yoke of iron, man, one, physically was, they kept the yoke of iron. I think the brother, I looked up, his name was, what was the brother's name? Wilson Chin. He had, some type of it was like a torture device, but it was like a yoke of iron, and it had 3 prongs on it. So if he would try to, run away, it would basically break his neck. You know, and that other yoke of iron would be how they basically give us a slavery today, because we don't call our job, because a job is something that you like to do. We do that because we have to do it. We got to provide for our family. So it's a slave, because we give, slaving for, our oppressors on our, blood, sweat, and tears, man. And you think about it, you hear that alarm clock. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I'm like, man, just go ahead and fire me today, man. I don't feel like going. And it's like, man, like he's sitting back and just lives lavishly off our hard work, man. And it sometimes it just burns me to the core. It's like, you don't do nothing, man, but you just sit here and tell me what to do. But you the one that's benefiting from it. But again, we know according to these scriptures, we going into him in the want of all things. So like it says, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. So also that yoke of iron can be used for control. Just like what was it, an ox or something? You have an ox, you would have that yoke of iron to use him, to control him, or to do your work. And that's exactly what they do to us today, man. So it's man, again, man, if you have not yet seen and understand that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the ones that identify with these scriptures, man, good night. Keep going for me, young man Carter.
Until he have destroyed thee.
And that's exactly what he's done, man. Because like the scripture said, we are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And we are destroyed because we love our enemies. And we're destroyed through, one, again, you look in the barrios, in the hood, in the ghettos, man, and you look at our people, and we are destroyed as a people. What JD said, I was raised in the projects, roaches and rats. You know what I'm saying? We identify with that because that's our life today, man. And it's like it's a terrible life. Like I said, it's a condition of hell, man. Because again, America is hell for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Like the scripture say, arise ye, for this is not your rest, man. You know what I'm saying? So we sitting here want to love everything about America and enjoy it, but we wasn't here. We came here basically to serve our sentence. So America is like a jail cell for Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. You got something?
And talking about that jail cell, they're trying to make it not seem like a jail cell by celebrating them pagan holidays like Christmas and Halloween and celebrating your birthday. They tried making it good to celebrate it by adding like on Christmas adding the presents and on the birthdays celebrating it. And they're basically doing bad stuff. Like on your birthday, you're basically celebrating yourself. But that's all I had to say.
Most high Christ. Hey, and give him a hand. And he is so right what he's saying, man, because again, I think it was David said, how can I sing the songs of praise? In hell, basically, roughly paraphrasing. So they offer, they want us to sing a song, and they love to worship, the talents that we have. But they require of us a song, and again, we living in hell, but they want us to be merry with them. It's just like, it makes no sense, man, because again, man, how can I be so merry about singing this song for you, but my brother's sitting here dying in the streets, man? You know what I'm saying? My mother, like you said earlier, is almost about to die on her deathbed trying to give birth to my brother or my sister, man. Go ahead, sir.
To add to what the brother was saying, they make it seem like he was saying, like you're not in hell, right? Because they tell you, this the land of free, this the land of the free, this the land of opportunity.
Good night.
You know what I'm saying? They tell kids, you can grow up and be anything you want to be. Right. You can be president if you want to. Good you know what I'm saying? Raising kids up in their mind, they thinking they free, that they can be anything.
Right.
Until they go out and try to pursue that thing. You know what I'm saying? And they find out, whoa, like this oppressor got all these hoops in front of me. I got to jump through all these hoops in order to get to what I want. You know what I'm saying? Right. And you still can't even get there.
That's right.
Salaki.
Give him a hand. He's right. Go ahead, brother.
Salaki, I was just gonna build off of what he was talking about. I could just do off of a personal, like where they inform our kids and try to make it seem so like you can be anything. You want to be an astronaut, you can do all that.
Right.
But then for me, reality hit me that I was black was when I went to say like 8th grade or high school when I went to a Catholic school.
Right,
So
right.
that's when I started intermingling with different races, and I started seeing how they lived. And I thought I was like, I thought it was normal. I was all black, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, and like, oh yeah, this is how life is. Then you go see how those oppressors live, and you like, your house is where?
Right.
You got how much land?
Right.
You got a car at 15?
Right.
You don't take the bus. You said you don't know the dope dealer. You don't got a dope dealer on your block.
Right.
All your friends know your dad.
Good night.
And it's just like, that's when reality hit.
Right.
That's when you're like, oh damn, life ain't what they told me.
That's
in
right.
School. I can't just be whatever I want to be.
That's right.
I can't do what I want to do.
Right.
This life is different.
That's right. That's heavy, brother. Give him a hand, man. They will give them both a hand, and it's so heavy what you bringing out. You know what I'm saying? And what you said, sir. Ayathan, like the scriptures say, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. So we think that the truth is we can grow up and be whatever we want to be, and we feel like okay, yeah, no sweat. But then the more we grow up and see, hold up, he's getting better treated than I am. Now you looking at him totally different. I'm getting accused for stealing something, and I won't even know where in the vicinity of what was stolen. But now you think of me as that criminal, and it's just like you said, so funny because we're given that sense of being in America that be all you can be. But again, their whole mindset is to undermine us in anything we do. That's right. Again, to be an identity theft of everything that we claim that we are. And like you said, you go into school, man, and it's like if I went to a PWI, and I started realizing, man, one, I regretted it, because it's like these people, these teachers, they don't care about you. That's right. Yeah, they give more time to people of their nation than they do to you. They look at you like you are nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? Again, when we know we are the greatest people on this earth, man. So it's definitely heavy what y'all bringing out. Man Carter, give me the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 49. Baba Kashab.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
Stop right there. Like I said, when I think it is, it's the movie I brought up, Apocalypto, when the Mayans, were fighting against each other, and these pressers was coming from afar on a boat, and they were fighting each other at one point. And they both looked in the water and they like, what in the world, so we know, our oppressors or this nation is talking about is brought from afar, which is, if I may, they stir from the Caucasus or Georgia, Georgia, what is it? Georgia, Russia, the Caucasus Mountains, which is again why they call Caucasian, but keep going for young man Carter.
From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth.
As swift as what?
As the eagle flieth.
Stop right there. And we know that America loves to worship that eagle. Again, and that the Egyptians, they also had an eagle. So this is showing you again the characteristic of these nations that are oppressing us. Because like it says, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. So we know, an eagle, when he getting ready to, prey on he's a predator. So when he getting ready to get his prey, what I'm saying, he come down swiftly and swoop up. So I think I seen him pick up a dog one time. Like, so these eagles, they very, cunning, and they hunting. And that's exactly what Esau is today too, man. You know what I'm saying? He'll sit there and plan. It's so much so that they got what they call stakeouts. You know what I'm saying? Well, they'll sit there and have a stakeout, eating all kind of donuts and whatever, planning on how they're going to, overtake thee or destroy thee or whatever, even maybe rob you, But again, like you said, that's how that eagle is, man. Just so swiftly. So keep going for me, young man Carter.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
And again, we know English is that's the hard language to speak, man. Because again, we it's so much to the point where we got so many words that mean different things. Like just for example, money. We got what 20 different words: money, bread, cheese, guap, moolah. You know, because we know this is not our natural tongue, man. Your natural tongue, when it says tongue, is talking about a language. You know, so this language which we speak. Go ahead, sir. Almost correct. So this tongue, you know, when we speak talking about the language is English. When you know, we know in the school that you know, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, man, woman, and child, your native tongue is Hebrew, man. You know, so again, man, we don't understand this language that you know they speak so much so that we had to make our own what we call ebonics. Go ahead, sir.
Right. And you know what I'm saying, that nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, you know what I'm saying, going back to what we was just talking about, telling you, oh, you free. Right. But your constitution say you 3/5 of a man.
Right.
You understand? Like, you don't understand that.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you thinking that you free because they telling you by mouth that you free,
Right.
but they got it written on paper that you not.
That's right.
Salaki.
No, you too wild, sir. Most high in Christ. And it's so heavy. You said, I think Officer Shamyar brought it out where they call it whistleblowers. You know, so they may say some things that it may appeal to us as they're, you know, they thinking of us. You know, like they say, all men are created equal. That's a language that we don't understand, and you know, from these people, or a tongue that we don't understand. But they're not talking about us as a people when they say all men are created equal. It's just like you said, in that same time that they said all men created equal, we were slaves at that point in time, and we was counted as 3/5 of a man. So if we're equal, why are you even counting me as cattle? You know what I'm saying? Again, like we said, this is as swift as that eagle flieth, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we know, you know, these are predators, man. You know, keep going to verse 50 for me, Baba Kasha.
Verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance.
Start right there. A nation of fierce countenance. And a countenance is like your appearance, you know, of how you appeal to people. You know, like just like we know, and what they call them, the boys in the blue. You know, when they come around, you know, we and that's only because we doing all manner of wickedness that we, you know, kind of fear them, you know, because we know what we're doing is not right. So that fierce countenance is just how they appeal to themselves. So they may come around and we, you know, they may look like they, you know, are bad behind or Billy bad, you know, hey, whatever you call it, but they're not really that way. But they just appear because, you know, again, if you buck up to a devil, he gonna, you know, tuck tail, if I may. You know, keep going for me, young man Carter.
Which shall not regard the prison of the old.
The person.
The person of the old. Salakia.
Keep going.
Nor shew favor to the young.
And this is what we was bringing out earlier, man, because again, we know, like I brought out earlier, that 9-year-old girl, you know, that was, her face was getting pushed in the, you know, the snow, and she even got maced. And if I may, I think Commander General YAHANNA brought it out. For you to get maced in that confined area, it could kill you, man. So again, that's showing you that they had no regards to the youngin, you know. And again, just like I said, a list of names that we, you know is Tamir Rice, George Stinney, the 9-year-old, you know, little girl, Sandra Bland, Philando Castillo, George Floyd. And if I may, I was looking up, you know, just a few things to give examples. There was an 86-year-old man and a 67-year-old woman accused of robbing a bank. I mean, just like what Country Wayne said, let that sizzle in your spirit for a little bit, because it's 87. It's like 86 and a 67-year-old man and woman robbing a bank. Come on, now. How could they possibly, you know, have the bones or the body structure to even do that? You know what I'm saying? They sitting here, they done lived the life. You know, why would they need to rob a bank? And we know, again, they was falsely accused, man. But again, that's how the scriptures is showing you that they have no favor, you know, or like it says, they won't even regard a person of young, or nor show favor to the one, you know, Slakin. Shall not regard a person of old, nor show favor to the, you know, the young. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, there was a sister, I think she was an I.S.U.P.K sister. She was getting beat, you know, and I think she was a grandmother. You know, so again, it's just so many instances of them not showing favor or regarding who we are as a people, man. You know, they don't care about us, man. If I'm not mistaken, the sister Sandra Bland, they took a picture of her while she was dead, man. You know, and it came out later on in the autopsy that she was dead because of how the picture was taken. Go ahead, sir.
No, brother, what you taught it to WAB class this evening, man. No, straight up. But you know, even if those elderly people did those things,
right?
You know, you got to think about why.
Right.
Does the oppressor not withhold every resource?
That's right.
From our people?
That's
you
right.
said for and hunger and nakedness, right?
Right.
For one of all things.
Right.
And then with regard to the solution, being solution oriented, we learn our ways from the oppressor.
Right.
Why do you think Jesse? How do I know the name Jesse James? If we want to talk about, you know, glorifying evil and wickedness, we learn these things from you.
That's right.
Devil.
That's
so
right.
Salakia, brother.
No, and that's so heavy you bring that out. You like you said, you know, again, we living in a jungle. So an animal that's living in a jungle, he has no what's the word? He has no you know, purpose. Not purpose. Good night. English is hard. But he has, you know, it's like he has to adapt to the, you know, the living you know, the jungle. So if you put an animal in the jungle, he has no I can't think of the word right now. But he has to basically adapt to living in that jungle, or, you know, basically he has to do whatever he got to do to survive. So like you said, even if they did that, it was only because we was put in those living conditions in the first place by our oppressor. Because, you know, like I think Officer Zanyala brought it out, you know, America, you know, the Most High gave every nation everything that we needed upon the face of this earth. But we know, you know, our oppressor is so greedy that he wants to keep and hold everything for himself and not share it with each other. Because, you know, the Most High, he's a perfect God, you know, so he's going to make everything resourceful, you know. But again, you got these devils, like you said, these vagabonds that want to be all over the place, keeping their nose in everything, making sure that they are part of everything and keeping things from us. Just like our brothers, you know, and sisters under these bridges now, you know, y'all saying y'all don't want these Haitians over here. But y'all are really the heathens that don't belong over here. Because really, if we want to really be true about it, this land really belongs to the Gadites, the Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? So again, you are, you know, again, you're a fugitive in America yourself. But you tell us to go back to Africa, which is not our homeland. You know what I'm saying? Salakia. So read if it's common. So we're gonna get this last scripture, man. Give me the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. Which one I want to go? 64 or 68? Give me the 68. We're gonna finish this thing off, man. So, you know, again, we're the I.S.U.P.K, the Commander General YAHANNA, man. You know, where we teach that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are true Israelites of the Bible. You know, we've been established since 1969. You know, and again, if you are not in the I.S.U.P.K, you are not in the truth, man. You got that for me, brother?
Mm-hmm. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
Go ahead.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Stop right there. Now, again, spell that word ships.
S-H-I-P-S.
Most High in Christ. So it says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. One, we know the word Egypt means bondage. Because when we was in Egypt before, it was called Mizraim or Martazarium in the Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, again, first off, you could walk to Egypt. So how could you go to Egypt with, you know what I'm saying, on ships? Right. So it's like, you know, the way these scriptures are broken down is so heavy. It's just so, you know, so intelligently broken down, man. So like, you know, we were brought into hell or into bondage again with ships. And that reason why, because, you know, everything that we were supposed to do, we did not do. We was disobedient. Keep going, folks.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Meaning the things that I've told you that I've said was going to happen. This is what's going to happen after all I've told you that to do and how to do it, you being disobedient. And this is the result of it. Keep going.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
And we know again, we have yet to see Jerusalem, man. you know, and that's what it's really talking about. We won't see it again because you got, you know, I can't stand it when you talk to these devils and they be like, oh, well, you an Israelite? Well, have you been to Jerusalem? Have you been to Israel? No, fool, I can't, because it's a curse that I will never see it again. And even if I went back there, it's not the real Jerusalem as it's supposed to be, because we know that's really, you know, it's supposed to be our heaven, you know, and it's like now how it's living, man, it's terrible, man. It's all manner of wickedness, man. What is the Jordan River? They said it's so disgusting now, man. You know, so it's a lot.
It's a lot too. Even if you went back, you still can. You can't just go back just yourself.
Right.
This is talking about us as a nation of people.
That's right.
This ain't just, oh yeah, oh I went, I seen the Holy Land. Oh,
right.
Okay.
Right.
You get a postcard.
Right.
The Lord was talking about us as a nation of people going back.
That's right.
As a whole.
That's right.
Right. You know what I'm saying? The same way when we were disobedient, how when they came in, the Romans came in and ramshacked Jerusalem, you know what I'm saying, 70
Right.
AD. So since then, we haven't gone back as a nation of people.
That's right.
Because Moses was talking to as a nation of people, not the individuals that people say, oh yeah, you know,
Right.
that, you know, some of the Israelites say, I've been over and see
Right.
Tel Aviv and all that. Yeah, okay, sure. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right, go ahead.
What's up? Keep going. Oh yeah. What's up? Keep going for me, young man, Carter.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Hold up now. We shall be sold into our enemies. Now, if you read it and understand or hearing these scriptures, you should know or have a mindset of who this is talking about, because we know as Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we were sold into our enemies. You know, if I may, the Africans sold us to our oppressor. You know, I think it was the East Indians that built the ships that we would you know, rid on. You know, it's just like, man, they all work together in our captivity, man. Keep going for me, bro.
For bondman and bondwoman,
Meaning slave man and slave woman. Keep going.
and no man shall buy you.
And no man shall buy you, which is the Quaker English, meaning you shall not be redeemed out of slavery, man. The only man that's going to come and redeem Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians out of slavery is the man we call YAHANNA, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? And again, glorious day when that happens, man. And with that, we're going to pass the class over to Priest and Officer Bonky, y'all, you know, to give you the security announcements, man. Okay,
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. The book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. The book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10, means 10th in the Hebrew. It's pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. The upcoming Holy Convocation is the Feast of the Dedication, YAHANNA, 25th day of the 9th month by the space of 8 days. It's Sunday, the 28th of November of this year, according to the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 4, verses 52 through 61. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf, and a majim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to render one courtesy salute to the teacher. I majim Shabbat, I majim Barak, Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shah Barakatah, Yadamatah, Sar. Men of Israel, we're going to render one courtesy salute to the sisters. Amajim Shabbat, Imajim Barak, Yahweh Shamar, Alatah Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Yadamatah. Class dismissed. In the books. Yeah, thanks for coming out, brother.
While we on the corner crying aloud, looking hostile. It's U.P.K style, can't stop now. Farthest warfare couldn't last one round.